students, welcome to our virtual chemistry class. This is Mohammad Asif Iqbal, Senior Teacher, Department of Chemistry, Milestone College. In this class, I am going to discuss with you some of the topics taken from chapter 4, which is periodic table. And the topics that I am going to discuss with you are the historical background of periodic table and the characteristics of modern periodic table. This is a new chapter and this topic is new for you. So you must watch this class with full of concentration to understand all the topics I am going to discuss with you. Dear students, periodic table is one of the most important topics that is required to understand every aspect of chemistry. You know, in the previous class, I discussed with you that the total number of invented element is 118, and every substance in the world are created by the composition of these elements. And periodic table is a table where we can find the element which has the same chemical properties are grouped in same group. So by observing the periodic table, we can easily find out the chemical properties of that element and other elements. So what actually periodic table is and how it actually invented. Periodic table was not invented by one or two scientists in 1 or 2 days. It takes hundreds of years, effortless, timeless effort of many scientists to get the modern periodic table. The first scientist who actually worked to group the different elements in different groups are Anthony Lavoisier. In the year 1789, he divided elements into two groups, metal and non-metal. And oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen are non-metals, while mercury, iron, etc. are metal. From then, scientists are trying to group the elements having same chemical properties in same group. After the scientist Lavoisier, different scientists trying their best to find out the law by which they can organize the element having similar properties in same group. Among them, Dobrynin was famous one. In the year 1829, he gives a law which is known as law of triads. According to his law, three elements which had similar properties, if you observe their atomic mass, the atomic mass of the second one is half or near about half of the atomic mass of near about half of the summation of the atomic mass of first and third one. I repeat once again, listen very carefully. The atomic mass of the second element is half or near about half of the summation of atomic mass of first and third one. So I would like to show you in this part. You can see 35.5 is the atomic mass of chlorine plus 127 is the atomic mass of iodine, and when we divide them we will find out that the mass will be 81.25. So this is very close to 80. We know that chlorine, bromine, iodine has many similar properties. They are grouped in halogen group. After the scientist Dobrynin, the scientist Newland, A.R. Newland, give a new law in the year 1864, and his new law is known as law of octet. According to his law, if elements are organized following a sequence of lower to higher atomic mass, there is evident similarity in physical and chemical properties of each 18th element. So from his law we can find out that if we organize the element according to the increase of atomic mass, we will find out that the element which remain in the number 8 has similar properties of the element which is in the first place. After the English scientist Newlands, in the year 1869, Russian scientist Mendeleev published a table in an attempt to contain elements with similar properties in the same group. He theorized physical and chemical properties of elements return periodically as atomic mass of element increases. I repeat once again, physical and chemical properties of elements return periodically as atomic mass of elements increases. So Russian scientist Mendeleev prepared a table which was the first time a periodic table. In his periodic table, the total number of element was present 63, and his periodic table has 8 vertical column and 12 horizontal line. I repeat once again, 8 vertical column and 12 horizontal line, and he grouped same element in same vertical line, and he theorized that from left to right, according to the increase of atomic mass, the chemical properties of the element changing and it returned periodically. Scientist Mendeleev was the first scientist who successfully speculate the existence of some elements which was not discovered then. Scientist Mendeleev kept many blank space in his periodic table, and afterward there are some elements invented, and that elements are put on that blank space. So this is the great success of scientist Mendeleev. Even though scientist Mendeleev had many success, there are also some limitation in his periodic table. He tried to organize element according to the increased number of atomic mass. However, there are some elements, for example, argon, which atomic mass is 40, and potassium, which atomic mass is 39. So if we try to organize the element according to the increase of atomic number, we must give place potassium before the argon. So potassium will come first, then argon will come. But if we organize the periodic table in that manner, potassium will get place with the inert gas and argon will get place with the metal. But that is not the true case. Potassium is a metal, whereas argon is an inert gas. So if we try to organize the elements having same characteristics in same group, these two elements cannot put in their exact place. So this is the deviation of Mendeleev's periodic table. After the scientist Mendeleev, in 1930, scientist Moseley proposed to organize elements according to their atomic mass, number instead of atomic mass. So Moseley proposed to organize the element according to their atomic number, and modern periodic table, which we are observing in today's world, is organized according to the atomic number of the elements. And after providing this law, the problem that we are having in the Mendeleev periodic table was disappeared, and the total number of element discovered is 118, and this discovered element is detected by International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which is known as IUPAC. This organization has the responsibility to invent new elements and the new chemical properties of different chemical substance, and they standardized all rules and regulation in chemistry and or applied chemistry. Dear students, now I'm going to discuss with you the characteristics of modern periodic table. Scientist Lavoisier started his table with 33 elements, while scientist Mendeleev worked with 63 elements, and the total number of discovered element is 118. And you can see the structure of modern periodic table. The modern periodic table consists of 18 vertical group and 7 horizontal column. The vertical groups are known as groups and horizontal columns are known as period. And you can see at the bottom of the periodic table there is 2 horizontal column which is known and 15 vertical group. So these 2 groups of element are known as lanthanide group and actinide group according to the first name of these groups. The modern periodic table, in the modern periodic table, the total number of element present in the first period is only 2, and second and third period is 8, and fourth and fifth period the total number of element present is 18, and sixth and seventh period the total number of element present is 32. The total number of element present is 32. Now, in the first group of the periodic table, we can see the total number of element present is 7, and in the second group, the total number of element present is 6, and the third group, the total number of element present is 32, and from the 4th to 12th group, the total number of element present is 4, and from 13 to 17, the total number of element present is 6 in each group, and then in the group 18, the total number of element present is 7. In the periodic table, third group and 6th and 7th period, there are 2 blank space. This space accommodate 2 groups of element which is provided below the periodic table. You can see the first group is known as lanthanide group and the second group is known as actinide group. Dear students, in the periodic table, the physical and chemical properties of the element change from left to right. I repeat once again, the physical and chemical properties of the element change from left to right, and the elements which remain in the same group has same physical and chemical properties, almost same physical and chemical properties which contained by the element which remain in the same group. Dear students, hope that you understood all the topics discussed in this class. If you have any problem, if you have any question or query, you can ask this question to your respective chemistry teacher in your Zoom live class. Thank you for being present.